Premier League Nottingham Forest vs Manchester City prediction, team news, lineups preview. Two Premier League teams battling for a top-4 finish lock horns at the City Ground on Saturday lunchtime as third-placed Nottingham Forest play host to fourth-placed Manchester City. The citizens are looking to complete the double over the Tricky Trees for the second successive season after securing a comfortable 3-0 victory in the reverse fixture at the Etihad Stadium in early December. Match preview. After fighting to avoid relegation last season, not even the most ardent of Nottingham Forest supporters would have envisaged their side battling for a top-4 finish this term, as well as being just one game away from reaching Wembley in the FA Cup. The Tricky Trees have required penalty shootouts to edge past both Exeter City and Ipswich Town in the 4th and 5th rounds of the FA Cup, beating the latter 5-4 in a shootout on Monday night following a 1-1 draw in 120 minutes at the City Ground. Forest will travel to Brighton Hove Albion in the quarter-finals, and since thrashing the Seagulls 7-0 in the Premier League on February 1st, Nuno Espirito Santo's side have suffered a dip in form, as they have picked up just 1 point across their last 3 top-flight fixtures. Back-to-back losses against Fulham 2-1 and Newcastle United 4-3 were followed by a goalless stalemate with Arsenal on home soil just over a week ago. And while they remain third in the table, the chasing pack have closed the gap, with just 6 points now separating third from 10th heading into the final 11 matches of the season. A return to winning ways for Forest is not a given on Saturday, as they are winless in their last 9 league encounters against Man City D2L7 since securing a 3-2 victory at Main Road in the second tier back in December 1997. 3 days after sealing a slender 1-0 win at Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League, Man City avoided a shock FA Cup exit at the Etihad Stadium as they came from behind to beat Plymouth Argyle 3-1 in the 5th round last weekend. Kevin De Bruyne was on the scoresheet after setting up both of Nico O'Reilly's goals either side of half-time to help the citizens set up a quarter-final tie at Bournemouth later this month and keep their hopes of winning silverware alive. Pep Guardiola's side are the bookmakers' favourites to win the FA Cup, but they will now shift their focus back to the Premier League and their battle to qualify for next season's Champions League. They can consolidate their place in the top 4 and are guaranteed to end the weekend in third place if they beat Forest in Saturday's early kickoff. Man City's trip to the City Ground will represent their 8th Premier League game in which they start the day in the top 4 since the start of November. In that time, they have collected just 1 point from their previous 7 matches and have conceded at least twice on each occasion, shipping 19 goals in total. However, only Liverpool 22 and Arsenal 18 have accumulated more PL points in 2025 than Man City 16 W5D1L2. While no team has netted more often in the top flight than the citizens this calendar year 21, same as Liverpool. Guardiola's men can be confident of success on Saturday, as they have won their last 3 Premier League meetings with Nottingham Forest by an aggregate score of 7-0. Never before have they won 4 in a row against the Tricky Trees in the top flight. Team news. Nottingham Forest's only injury absentee is backup goalkeeper Carlos Miguel Hamstring and Mats Sells, who saved the decisive spot kick in the penalty shootout triumph over Ipswich, will remain between the sticks. Centre-back Nikola Milinkovic and versatile full-back Nico Williams are set to replace Morato and Alex Moreno respectively and join Ola Aina and Murillo in a 4-man defence, while Elliot Anderson is expected to be recalled in midfield and could start alongside either Danilo, Nicholas Dominguez, or Ryan Yates. Anthony Elanga and Callum Hudson-Odoi are both set to retain their places on the flanks, while Morgan Gibbs-White should be restored in the number 10 role behind top scorer Chris Wood, who has been involved in 11 goals in his last 9 PL games, 8 goals, 3 assists and is also the only player to score for Forest against Man City since their return to the PL in 2022. As for Man City, Nathan Ake has joined Rodri ACL, Manuel Akanji abductor, John Stones thigh and Oscar Bob fitness in the treatment room after undergoing successful surgery on a fractured foot earlier this week. After making 11 changes to his side for the win over Plymouth, Guardiola is set to freshen up his team once again on Saturday, with Ederson, Abdulkadir Kuzanov, Ruben Dias, Mateo Kovacic, Nico Gonzalez, Savinho, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden and Omar Marmish all pushing for a recall. One player who is expected to start for the Citizens in striker Erling Haaland. 13 of his 20 Premier League goals this season have either put Man City 1 goal ahead 9 or drawn them level 4 in a match. And no player has scored more such goals in the competition this term. Mohamed Salah also 13. Nottingham Forest possible starting lineup: Sells, Aina, Milinkovic, Murillo, Williams, Danilo, Anderson, Elanga, Gibbs-White, Hudson-Odoi, Wood. Manchester City possible starting lineup: Ederson, Lewis, Kuzanov, Dias, Guardiola, Gonzalez, Kovacic, Savinho, Marmish, Doku, Haaland. We say, Nottingham Forest 1-2 Manchester City. Man City have had almost a full week to rest and gain some valuable time on the training ground, particularly the younger players and new signings, much to the delight of Guardiola, who will hope to have a refreshed side firing against a well-organised Forest backline that has been one of the most difficult to break down in the PL this season. The Citizens did score 3 goals against Forest earlier this season, though, and scored 11 more in their 4 meetings prior to that, so they will certainly back themselves to find the net on Saturday. Forest will also fancy their chances of making the net ripple with leading marksman Wood up top. But we are backing the visitors to just edge this contest and climb up to 3rd. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.